Welcome everyone, and today we are going to be working with concept character design, and we're going to be using Photoshop today. So let's take a peek. This is what our goal is. We'll zoom in here real quick, and let's take a look at some of the details here. So we have a shadow here, we have some shadow placement here, some rim light, some highlights. Get a dome light here. Um, this is what I'm calling over here some key features, some tech, just to let the viewer know or let the artist know what's going on here. So we envision this to be metal. So we got solid flexible metal arm tubes, and here we got the dome warning light over in this corner up top here. Let's go back just a little bit. So we have the name A41 service bot, its weight, its height, its occupation. And that's what we have going on there. So let's drop this back a bit, and then we're going to open this one up. So what you want to do, and this is a hand-drawn image, and so let's take zoom this in just a little bit more. So the first thing you want to do after you scan in your image, so what we're going to do is we're going to hit channels, and then we're going to go right over here, selection, and this is going to select all our whites. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up here at the top, hit select, and then we're going to go to inverse, and that's going to select all our black. So what we're going to make sure is if you have it white over here and you do this, you're not going to see anything. So we're going to hit layers, and then we're going to hit swatches and select black, or you could just simply select black right there. So we're going to create a new layer over this right over here. Now double click that real quick, and we're going to call that line art. It's important to label things because if you don't label things, you're going to get confused, especially after you have 15, 20 different layers. So after we've done that, we are going to press Alt and Delete, and that's going to drop our lines right there. As you can see it right there very, very faintly. So, and we're going to hit Control D. Now we'll deselect our lines there. I'm going to have a new layer, and we're going to call, oh, wrong, when it popped up, we're going to call that one the white layer. I'm going to press Control A. I'm just going to select the whole layer, and then I'm going to hit Edit and Fill. And then up will pop this fill box here, and we're going to hit white. Okay. Control D to deselect your marching ants, and I'm going to left click and grab and pull this down, and it's going to be underneath my line art. Okay, so now we successfully have our sheet of paper and our line art on two different layers, which is what our goal is. Next thing what we want to do is we want to build a color palette. I've already built one, and let's pull this one up here. We turn it on, and we're going to see your color palette right here. So let's say we wanted to make a new one of those, so I could show you how we did it. And I'm going to hit a new layer here, and I'm going to go right up here, and I'm going to hold this. We're going to get the rectangular marquee tool, and I'm going to left click and hold and drag out my box. Go up to Edit, and then go down to Stroke, and then I'm going to have something like 5 pixels, black, either inside, center, or outside. Okay, and then hit Control D to deselect, and then we'll have that awesome box. So I'm going to go through those steps again, and that would be first we need to grab a box right on top of that box and let it go, and then we're going to hit Edit and Stroke, and then right there, Control D, and there you have a box. And we're going to keep that process over and over and over again, so we make the other the whole color palette. So let's shut that layer off and pretend I'm finished. So we have that there. Now how do you fill that? Let me show you real quick. While you're selected on the color palette, we'll just pull another one here, do the same thing, Edit, Stroke, Fill, Control D. Let's pick out a color here. So we'll click the color swatches here, and let's say I'm choosing this dark red here. Why are you working here? There we go. What is up with this? And there you go. So I'm not sure exactly what was going on with Photoshop, but sometimes I get some bugs there. So basically, you click on this, you find your color, hit OK, then you grab your paint bucket tool. So it's either the gradient tool or the paint bucket tool. You want to get the paint bucket, and then just click, and there you're good to go. So now that we have that successful, next thing you want to do is we'll take a new layer. I'm going to drag and drop that in the trash can. New layer, and this layer right here, double click that. I'm going to call that the body. Okay, hit enter, and so that's going to be the body layer. So I'm going to take this lasso tool. I like to do the polygonal tool, and so we're going to just color this one right here. So I'll press Z, and I'll zoom in, or I can use the zoom tool, which is right here, and then I'll get this lasso tool, which is L, and then I will click, and I'm just doing a really quick job here because I don't want to spend too much time doing this. Right click, click. Alright, then I'm going to hit fill, right click and hit fill. I'm going to go here and hit color. Nope, we'll pop this. And this won't work at all. Sorry about that, everybody, but you know, technology, crazy stuff. So we're back here. We'll zoom back in here, and what we're going to do, as you can see, this whole area is colored. And I did get my color picker to work. I'll just reset the brush tool. We'll hit edit, and we'll hit fill, and we're going to go to foreground color. Hit OK, and that's going to change this whole section to that orange color I want there. I'm going to hit Control D. I'm going to deselect that area. So if I wanted to color this section right here, I get a new layer. I'm going to call this, for lack of a better word, we'll call it the eye. Then I'll take my lasso tool here, click here, 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 and here, and I'll get that little circle pop up when it's completed. And here I'm going to change this real quick. We should have these colors pre-selected. Well, let's pick this color. Right click and hit fill. And there it goes. And Control D to deselect those marching ants. So because this right over here, this layer is above this layer of the body, that's why you have that color. If I had this layer down underneath, you wouldn't have that. So keep that in mind. So let's move on. We're going to go click on the body here. And let's see here. I'll move this over here. So I'll click over here, and here, and here. And we're going to get the color picker, pick this. Oh, wrong button. There you go. So just double click if it gets hung up like that. We'll grab the color picker, click on that, and then we're going to go to this. My fault. We'll click on that and go through there. Remember, and I can do this because my layers are going, this is going to be on a different layer. So I'm going to right click that and hit fill. Okay, so and press D, Control D to do that. So let's say I want to add some shadow. So what we can do here is add another layer, double click that, and we'll call it body shadow. Alright, so I'm going to hit the Alt button next to my space bar, and then I'm going to slowly bring this down, and then when I get that happen right there where it's got those two images, I'll left click, and that's going to make a quick mass selection of this right here. So let's say I'll take this right here, we'll grab my brush tool, I'll click on that. Let's say I want to make a darker shade of that, so I'll just go straight down, and that'll be my shade. And then so I'll pull this up here a bit, and so if I'm over here, it's not doing anything. But if I'm over here, it is. Okay? So this is basically me creating a shadow. So you just fill that whole thing in or whatever you wanted to do to make that as a shadow. Now you can say, why does that brush look soft like that? Many of you might have this problem. I know a lot of my students do. Just click that, go to hardness settings and set that all the way up there. And then there you have a solid color there. So we'll just color in that mistake there. And there you go. So now we don't have to be so worried. Now let's still screw up over here because it's all in the same layer underneath it. So whatever's underneath this that's what's going to affect. So you get stuck, there's always the edit, undo brush, or step back, or you can hit Alt Control Z to go back in time. Well, I love those keys. So we've selected those. Another thing what we can do is when we add the rim light or the highlights, so we'll go back. Let's file. So I had to restart. Let's open up this one here. Any moment now. Sorry about that. And all right, here we go. So basically, we'll look over here on this side, and I've done that same concept for everything. So we have line art, warning light highlight. So when we go, let's click over here. See, there is the warning light, and that's so if I got rid of the warning light, there's nothing. If I got rid of that, there goes the highlight right here. I actually put like a shadow in there for like a bulb, but so that there we go. Let's see where we're at here. So that's basically what I've done everywhere, and I've got all my little items and details. What's great about this, let's click on the body here. We'll right click and go fit on screen. So let's say your boss or whoever or your teacher says I don't like the color on that. Well, I have all my body work on one layer, so I'll hit image, adjustments, and then I could go to hue and saturation, where we're looking for right there. And I can change the hue here. So what if we want to make it green a bit, and then I could change, bring it down, bring it up. And it looks like I made a mistake somewhere because these areas right here are not changing. So I must have foolishly been in a hurry and not noticed what layer I was working on. Lots of people have that mistake, so don't feel bad. We can change the lightness or the brightness or whatever you want to do. Lots of cool stuff. So that's one amazing reason why you need to make sure you work in layers. Another great thing, this is what it looks like in white. And so I worked in white, but then I wanted something to bring it out. So I shut off the white layer and I created a blue layer just like I made the white layer. But these things right here, these awesome little things, what's great about that, and I did this on this layer here, but I didn't label it, bad habit. So let's make a new one. We'll bring this layer all the way down, just drag and pull it all the way down. I'll put that right there. And so I'll grab this marquee tool, left click and hold and get this ellipse. And let's say I'll just to show you right here, I'll pull this out and you can have it like that, like a shadow or a circle, but I prefer to shadow because I'm looking over at it, so it's more of an oval and less of a circle. So then I'm going to pick whatever color you want to pick. Mine had a really close blue to what I had. Then I right click and hit fill. And so then I have that right there. I did switch that to multiply, so it's a little bit darker. So it's right here, you just click that, go to multiply, and that's gonna basically multiply the levels together. So the more you color it, the more it changes it. Then I'm gonna go over to filter and then go to blur, and then I'm gonna go to motion blur. And then up will pop this box right here. And I'm looking right here where it looks like there's a dark spot right here and then feathers out right here. That's what I'm looking for. And you can change this angle here to see which way you want that, but I don't really like it like angled. I want that right there. And then I hit OK. And then Control D to deselect that. And I just make sure I put this right underneath the body. So you could grab this and mover and then move this thing right there, right here. And that's pretty much what I did with that. This right up here, awesome, awesome, awesome. Let me show you how I did that. So we'll put that down there, open this one up. And so the first thing, let's go back a bit. So let's get rid of this stuff. So you click on line art, then you click on your eraser or your E. We pull up the brush size so it's bigger here, and I'll just erase this junk. I'm going to hit this key right here, this text box. Left click and hold and drag. Now if I want it in blue, it'll be right there. If I want it in black or white, remember if it's in white, you're not going to be able to see it if your background's white. And then I'll select the font. Now I downloaded this Drive font from dafont.com, so that's DAFONT. And then right over here, I just put name. And why don't we make that a little bit bigger so people can see it? So we'll do 18 to put name, and then A-41. And then that's what I did. And then so we'll just click on this over here, and there it be. So that's one way to add a title. And I, as in before, we'll go back here. And for this specific assignment, I need you guys to put your name. And I'd like to see name, weight, height, occupation, and if you want to throw in a hobby, I think that'd be nice. Be creative, be silly. Think about your character. And here you go. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Take your time. Detail is key. My lines aren't perfect, but from a distance, you kind of see they're pretty neat. I know there's a few areas when I zoomed in, I did not like some areas, but I try to neaten up a few things before. Some of these things I don't like the overlapping, but they're all right. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks for watching. If you like it, click the like button. Appreciate it.